Texas, and probably be getting a call to start my new job tomorrow. And I've never been in a situation to where I said I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to live here. I don't want to experience this life for any more of my life. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be in Texas. I don't want to be in Dallas. I don't want to be here at all. It's not where I want to be. Where do you want to be? Well, I just spent 40 grand on a truck that broke down for 11 weeks straight. That was a big coincidence for 11 weeks straight. Um, um, I just, I lived this life from 14 until like 28. I've experienced it all. Club promoters, mansions, log cabins, parties, popular, unpopular, homeless, in the back of apartments, sleeping off of Forest Lane, um, everything. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Like, I just know. Okay, all right. So you get a job, and okay. So I want to live in Florida, for example. Florida has the most rules to get a job there I've ever seen. I probably applied to like 40, 50 jobs in Florida. But 40 of them told me no, pretty much, right? 40 of them told me no. You're not in Florida. You've never driven in Florida locally. Um, we're not gonna hire you. Five of them told me move to Florida and then get your license, get your address, get your registration, your insurance in Florida, and then we'll hire you. One of them told me, out of 50 jobs, one told me, come on, we ready, come on. So I said, cool. $19 an hour, no overtime, 60, 70 hours a week, no overtime. $19 an hour. It's gonna cost me $2,000 a month to live there. What am I gonna make with 19 an hour? Well, say I work 50 hours. Hold on. Let me grab my other phone. No. Damn, okay. Don't want to be here. Alright, let's see. Let's see realistically what the situation is. Wait for my phone to come back on. So I had one job tell me yes, they 19 an hour. I had another lady. Oh my gosh. Bro, I'm talking about, when people like talk to you condescending, like, I know I'm fucking you over, but you can't say I'm fucking you over because I never said I'm fucking you over, you know what I mean? She said, so you want to move here? Why? I'm 33 years old. I think I've experienced enough to decide where I want to be in my life. You know what I mean? So I said, I have another job offer in that town, but of course, the more options you have, you can work everything out better, right? So she said, well, you already have another job offer, so like, what job is gonna talk to you like this? Like like, what? I even recorded it because it got so bad, and when I listened back to it, I deleted it because it was pissing me off so bad, right? So I'm like, so yeah, so she's like, okay, cool, like, you know what I mean? After we talked for a while, she started acting cool, you know what I mean? And then she's like, yeah, well, I think we should be good to go. Send the information over to her and see how she's gonna reach back out to you tomorrow. So okay. She reaches back out to me in the message. We've decided not to accept your application, and we've moved on and something, right? So I'm like, what the fuck? Why? I have a clean record, no accidents, work history. What else could it be? You know what I mean? So I said, okay, let me call this lady I spoke to yesterday and see, because they have offices in different cities, right? So I'm like, okay, maybe it's just that city, maybe the city would be fine, right? So I call her, and this is the same chick I spoke to the day before, right? So I'm just like, I knew the situation. So I'm like, hey, just wanna, I just got this message. It's 8 a.m. right here, 8 a.m. here, it's 9 a.m. there. I'm just curious on why did she tell me that she's gonna move past my application? She says, what did she say? She said, oh, I don't know. I just I and I'm like, very serious to me, and she's laughing. So I'm like, do you know any reason? Can you like look at my application to think of what it could have been that made her say that? And she said, well, your work history looks like you worked at 4 jobs in 4 years. I said I worked at 4 jobs in 4 years. And 2 of them were only a month long. I said, oh. The 2 jobs that she's speaking about were jobs that were trying to get me to run illegally. Like, I dropped my whole clock, and at the end of the night, they tell me, hey, James, so you just finished up your drive for the day. I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, we had a good day. I'm like, yeah, we had a good day. Why are you calling me asking me about this? I'm like, yeah. He's like, hey, take a look at your clock. I look at my clock. It's a brand new clock. So I left. So, no, are you stupid? Do you know, like, this is how cold the world is. But I'm just like, you fucking stupid? Like, keep driving. And it was so crazy because the day after that, I got pulled into a weigh station. Hey, we need to do an inspection. They check all my logs and everything, right? Because they know these companies and they know what they do, right? So I'm just a stupid little kid who's gonna fuck up and think he's gonna make some more money because black people love to make a lot of money. Like they told me when they were trying to get me to run drugs from Laredo, or no, not drugs. They tried to get me to take people from Laredo into the United States. And dude came up to me in this bar. I mean, like this, like bar where like the chicks wear thongs and just, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just very sexy environment. Guy comes up to me, what's up, bro? Flashing up, watching shit, right? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, what's up, bro? Cool. Like, you from here? No, I'm a truck driver. I'm just passing through. Like, oh, for real? Like, yeah. It's like, just want to make 10 grand. Does he know who he's talking to? No, I'm good, bro. He said, you good? No, I'm good, bro. He said, damn, I thought black people like to make a lot of money. So this is how they think about us in this world, right? In Florida, you can see what I'm dealing with, so you know what it is, right? So I want to live in Florida, though. Why do you want to live in Florida? Because I can have sex with hot chicks every day, different ones. I can make some good money, and I can be in the beach at any point in time. I mean, you can have hot sex with chicks anywhere you go. Well, no, you haven't experienced what I've experienced, so you can't really tell me that. Let me see. What was I opening this bitch back up for? Oh, because we're talking about the 19 and out, right? Oh, so it's gonna cost me $2,000 a month to live, all bills included in Florida. I'm gonna make 19 times 55. We'll just go 55. That's 15 hours over, right? No overtime. That's $1,000, $1,045 minus taxes. So that's $800 a week times 4. That's $3,200 a month. That gives me $1,200. You got insurance, you got gas, you got food. That leaves me broke every fucking month. Everyone. So no, can't do that. Not, you know what I'm saying? Like, stupid. That would be stupid as fuck to do that, especially when I can make 30 here in Dallas. You know what I mean? But I want to live in Dallas. I want to, because I know Texas too well. I know Texas very well, bro. And I mean, sure, I could, bro. I don't even know anyone I want to hang out with that I want to see, and that's fucked up to say. That's the truth. Like, my friends are all. I'm the only one still not married or living in a family type of atmosphere. Um, you know, I. Now, don't get me wrong, I have opportunities, but I know women, you know what I'm saying? I know how they act, I know how they think, I know how they behave, I know how controlling they could be. I don't want that. I don't want a girl who's gotta force me to be good to be with her. You know what I'm saying? I should be good because I want to be with her, not because she wants me to. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but anyway, yeah. So this girl, so she's like, from Florida, the other job. You know, says this one's paying like, you was paying like 25 to 30 an hour in Florida with overtime. And so she tells me, yeah, I think it was your job history. Bro, I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay. And she's like, well, you know, sorry. God, dude. I'm like, okay, well, shit. You know, you'll make $3,000 to work in Florida and sit at home the rest of the time, or you stay in Texas. You know what I mean? Because Florida has their own rules, their own. You gotta have Florida insurance in your car. You gotta have a Florida, obviously registration. You gotta have a Florida. You gotta have a mail that came to you in Florida before you can even get a Florida's driver's license. You know what I mean? So it's like if you go there, like with my last job, I can just go and stay and. Oh no, don't think about that. Like my last job though, I can go there and stay as long as I wanted to. I'm gonna say it because I fucking hated that. Oh, I hated that fucking guy, bro. I hated that motherfucker, bro. Ugh, I hated that nigga so much, bro. So fucking much, bro. But you know, so it's just certain people I have to deal with. Um, and he asked me, he said, so you said you never been fired before, but one of your jobs put that your contract was terminated. Well, I was just curious on what that meant. Well, my engine seized on my truck, so I had to cancel the contract. And I hated that fuck. Not the boss that I ended up talking to, but the guy I dealt with. I hated that. Oh, I hated him so much, bro. And straight up, I ain't gonna lie to you. I hated that nigga, bro. So, oh, whatever. It's over with now, shit. So, um, yeah, so, then I contacted the boss, who was really cool. And, I told him, I was like, hey, man, he's asking me why my contract saying it's terminated on my DAC report. He says, you weren't a an employee. You were a business partner. You couldn't have been fired. So I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I told him, he's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. You know what I mean? So, um, but yeah, so now I'm stuck. I'm stuck. It's like I can't. There's only options I have to leave Dallas at this point are to be OTR. You want to go back OTR, work for someone else, drive the speed that they want you to drive with no, you know what I'm saying? Who wants to live that? I don't want to live that. I don't want to live that. I don't want to start over in that life again. I don't want to start over. I was so close to. I was so close to. Think about the 40, 60 grand I could have that I had in my pocket if that didn't happen. If I didn't break down. If I didn't break down 11 weeks in a row. 11 weeks in a row. 11 weeks in a row. Think about the life I could have had with that money in my pocket, how close I was to just being able to say, well, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up, like, not y'all, but certain people who just, like, did little shit to piss me off because, they were just, they weren't good people. You know what I mean? Not at all, bro. At all. Like, at all. But, like I said, she told me, she's like, hey, Will, you were at this job a month? You were at this job a month? What do you want me to tell you? That they were trying to give me the job illegally? She's like, I know it's kind of hard for drivers to find a good job. Bro, I said, bye. And I hung up in her face, bro. I hung up on her because I knew she knew what she was doing. You know what I mean? I knew she knew what she was doing. So I was just like, all right, man.